Hi, I'm Kathy Gardner and
I'm Scott Weaver.
And together we've put together a wonderful compilation of some of our favorite recipes.
Yep, recipes that have been handed down to us from our family members to things that we've discovered over the years we love and our families love as well. And we're hoping you do too.
Everything from New Year's to Christmas. Join us. Welcome to the October chapter of holiday recipes for a family affair. October. It conjures up witches and horrifying things, but I'm going to be making a very comforting thing, which is pumpkin soup. Actually, it's a Thai pumpkin soup with a little coconut milk. So what I'm doing now is cooking the onions. I actually used a shallot. You'll see in your recipe that it calls for a small onion, but I've always thought of shallots as small onions. So after I peeled them, I cut them into very small pieces, and now they are cooking in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in the pot. And the onions are just about ready. You put it over medium heat until they are soft and cooked through, and that's about 3 to 4 minutes. So we're just about there. The next ingredient that I'm going to be putting in here after the onions have cooked for about 4 minutes is 1 clove of minced garlic. Now you can either do the fresh garlic and mince it up, or you can buy it at the store already minced. And then we'll be cooking with the garlic some fresh ginger. Now you can also put in ground ginger, but I had previously shredded my garlic and my ginger, so they're both ready to go. And the onions smell good. And, yep, time to now put in the minced garlic and the grated ginger. I actually didn't grate the garlic. So, we're going to mix this up and have this cook for about a minute to bring out the flavors. So, they are all getting together in the nice olive oil, and they're almost done. So after they've cooked for about a minute, we're going to put in all the spices. This is what makes this pumpkin soup so good. So first, of course, we'll start with a little bit of curry, since this is a Thai recipe, and it's just about ready. Yep, they've cooked for a minute. So along here we are going to put in 2 teaspoons of curry. There we go. That finishes off my curry. I like to stir it up as we go along. And then we're going to have 1½ teaspoons of cinnamon. So here's 1 teaspoon that we're putting in, about. And we are going to put in ½ a teaspoon more. So nothing to me ever smells like holiday more than cinnamon. So there we go. We're going to put in a nice dollop of cinnamon. Now, nutmeg. That is always good. I happen to have a nutmeg mill, which is really fun because you can get fresh nutmeg like it's in a pepper container. So we're putting in this nice nutmeg, and you can use the already ground nutmeg if you'd like, or you can use the fresh nutmeg. And I think that's enough nutmeg. It should be about ½ a teaspoon, or a teaspoon. And then for our final spice, we're going to have cloves. Just about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves, and then a little pepper, fresh ground pepper, and we'll also put in a little bit of salt. And there we have all of I'm going to just shake this in. You know, season it to taste with your salt and pepper. I happen to like salt. I know they say, oh, this is so bad for you, but, you know, if it's so bad for you, why do the deers always go for a salt rush? Then I'm wondering. So, I'm going to turn this down, and there we have all of our spices. Now, we're going to put in pumpkin puree. You can bake your pumpkins and get the actual puree from them, or you can buy a canned pumpkin puree that they've already done all the work for you. Sometimes at Halloween you just want to do that. If you're getting your costume together and your kids are wanting to go trick-or-treating or whatever, they say, well, no, I think that I'll just get the canned pumpkin and we'll save the other pumpkins for jack-o'-lanterns. So now our pumpkin puree has gone into this nice melange of garlic and ginger and spices. So I'm going to mix it up. This is almost like making a pumpkin pie, but it's not. And this makes it even seem more so because we're adding brown sugar. So a 1/4 cup of brown sugar if you're reading along with the recipe and following along, or just looking at our trailer for our book, Holiday Recipes for a Family Affair. Scott Weaver and I have put together fabulous recipes from our family to your family. And who likes to cook more than at holidays when you bring out those recipes? Sometimes, you know, it's do a quick meal, but to actually spend a little time putting together something special for the family is wonderful, I think. You know, nothing says lovin' like something from the oven. Yeah, and if you look in April, you'll find my artichoke spinach dip that was in the oven. Okay, so we're going to heat that up a little bit, and now we're going to whisk in the stock. If you are vegetarian, you can use the vegetable stock. If you are not, chicken stock works very well. So we're going to whisk this in. I have chicken stock here, 4 cups. 4 cups of chicken stock into the 3 cups of pumpkin puree. Oh my, this is going to be really, really good. This is going to be wonderful. I can tell you already. You know, it's really fun, I think, when you cook, just to see how things go together. You know, how they congeal. So first, you know, we have this onions and all of the spices kind of gathering their own glory. And then the pumpkin reminded me of making a pumpkin pie. And now, with the addition of this liquid and the chicken stock, it's actually turning to soup. Who knew? Who knew that could really happen? Well, it has. And we are going to let all of these ingredients boil. I'm going to turn up the heat just a wee bit until it comes to a boil. And then, after it comes to the boil, I'm going to turn down the heat to simmer, and it will simmer for 15 minutes. See you then. Well, our lovely pumpkin soup has simmered about 15 minutes, so now it's time to add the special ingredient, which is coconut milk. So this is about 14 ounce can of coconut milk, and we're going to stir it in here until it's warmed through. So just make sure that it gets a really good stir and gets all those flavors that have been simmering for 15 minutes with the pumpkin puree and all the wonderful spices. There we go. So I'm just going to put my trusty spoon on my spoon holder and throw away the can for recycling. And then We will dish up a little bit of this fabulous soup, and there are a couple different garnishes that you can put on. So just letting this heat a little bit more so it's nice and warm. Good. So I happen to have a matching pot holder. This is pumpkin soup, and this is a pumpkin pot holder. So here we go, pumpkin soup. You're coming on over to the counter, and I put a little barrier between the granite and the very hot soup. And there we go. A nice soup ladle. And a couple spills. There we go. Now, I've heard that cilantro can be not good for some people. To some people, it tastes like dirt. So if it tastes like dirt to you, don't put it on. But for those who love cilantro, like I do, it adds a nice color to the soup. And pumpkin seeds are always fun to put on pumpkin seed soup. Why not? Have a little pumpkin seed, have a little pumpkin soup, and there you go. Happy Halloween from Holiday Recipes for a Family Affair.